The Ravens head coach, John Harbaugh, good coach, and general manager, Ozzie Newsome, good GM. According to Diana Rossini, a reporter, they support signing Colin Kaepernick, but they've been met with resistance from the owner, Steve Bisciotti. Bisciotti was quoted earlier this week saying he's getting calls from season ticket holders that are like, well, I'll cancel our ticket. So the business owner's like, okay, this is landing differently for me. But can I talk about something for a second? I want to talk about, and I'll let you kind of inside the velvet rope here. And I don't do it a lot, and this may not be interesting to you at all, but I'm just going to kind of let you think how I think before I do a show. Let's not talk about Kaepernick, the quarterback. Let's talk about Kaepernick, the topic. I've mostly steered away from it. And the reason I've steered away from it is because he's a marginal backup player, and I don't spend a lot of time talking about backup quarterbacks, and it feels like to me this story is about politics and not football. The people all in on Kaepernick tend to lean left socially, and the people against him lean right. I like talking football. But here's what's funny about it. Shannon Sharpe has gone all in on Kaepernick, and it's rewarded him with ratings and massive digital downloads. Jason Whitlock, my friend, has also gone all in on this, and it's the most popular stuff he's ever done. And it's a weird business we're in where, like, you got to be careful about being self-righteous. When Aaron Hernandez committed suicide, I did not talk about it in the air. And I was self-righteous. And I'm like, it's dark, it's suicide, he's not a good person, I'm not going to give him any publicity, and I was holier than thou. And I don't like talking about death on my show anyway. Well, I was punished for it. That day, my numbers plummeted because it was the only story you wanted to talk about. So I went self-righteous, and you punished me. And I've said this for years. You never punish me for being wrong. My blazing 5 picks, I hit 55%. If I don't give them every week, you yell at me. What you punish me for is choosing the wrong topics and being uninteresting. And I probably should talk more about Kaepernick because he's polarizing. But the reason I haven't is because I don't feel it would be authentic because I don't really care. He's a backup player. Now, I did talk about Tebow for a while, but Tebow started a bunch of games and inexplicably won those games. And after he was let go by Denver, my takeaway was, guys on like a 7-game winning streak with the Jets, this is going to be interesting. And then he went to New England, and I thought, okay, can't play. Jets couldn't figure him out. Story's done. I got off it. And about the same time, you got tired of it. But Kaepernick, to me, is a fringe player. And the story now, when I talk Kaepernick, feels 90% politics and 10% football. And I got to be honest with you. Kaepernick now never talks. So I have a fringe backup player who never talks, who essentially lets others talk for him. And I don't feel this story is authentic. I think the media is way more interested in this story than the public is. But yet Shannon Sharpe loves this story. They've been rewarded. Whitlock loves this story. He's been rewarded. And I'm probably being an idiot because he's polarizing, and that's good for my business. But I saw a story yesterday where the Colts are still expecting Andrew Luck to emerge before week 1 on the PUP list, meaning he could be out and not play. And the others, and immediately everybody's like, ooh, Kaepernick, Indianapolis. And my takeaway is, do I really think people in the Colts offices right now are saying Kaepernick? I do not. So therefore, the story doesn't feel authentic at all. You know what I'd like to talk about today, but I'm not going to? Deshaun Watson, Bill O'Brien, coach of Houston, has come out to say that Clemson quarterback everybody doubted, he's like way better than we thought. And that was the kid I said before the draft, I think that kid can play. I don't know if he's going to be this, but he looks like he can start in this league. He's a lot better than Brock Osweiler. He's a lot more talented than Brock Osweiler. He got better feet than Brock Osweiler. Got more wins than Brock Osweiler. Brock Osweiler couldn't win big in college. So, you know, this is just kind of behind the curtain on Kaepernick. Forget the quarterback thing. One of the reasons I've avoided this topic is it just doesn't feel authentic. But you know what? You guys, I'm looking at all the downloads and the numbers and the Facebook and the digital, and the people seem to be, you know, you say you don't like it, but you're consuming it. So in the end, I do believe Kaepernick eventually lands on a team because 69 guys last year took a snap as a quarterback. 69 guys last year. 90 threw a pass, but that counts reverses, halfbacks, receivers. 69 guys took a snap. He's one of the 70 best quarterbacks. He's probably one of the best 40 in the country. And my gut feeling is, I mean, the Cowboys a couple years ago went down to Kellen Moore. I mean, they would take somebody off the street, and I think Kaepernick, I don't know if Baltimore's the best place with their offense in that city and the tension, but I think he's going to play. So anyway, that's just kind of going behind the curtain on this Kaepernick story. Why I've kind of avoided it. And again, I get burned when I get self-righteous. I get burned in this business when I think that's a dumb talk. The American political media was too good for Trump. He's now our president. Like, you got to be careful about not talking about Cap or not talking about Aaron Hernandez, because when I don't, I pay a price. Today, I think there's actual news. John Harbaugh and Ozzie Newsome, according to a reporter, want him or at least support him, and the owner's like, I'm getting calls from suite holders and advertisers. I'm hearing a different voice than the tape you're seeing. I'm hearing from angry people. You're hearing from players, and of course players like him.